We begin with Gothic art, a style meant to inspire awe and devotion. Its architecture is known for pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses, which allowed buildings to rise taller and be filled with light. Stained glass windows told Bible stories, while sculptures of saints and angels decorated every corner. Two of the most famous Gothic cathedrals in France are Chartres and Reims, built in the 12th and 13th centuries. At Chartres, architects like John de Vos or John Texier contributed to its reconstruction after the 1194 fire. Reims Cathedral began in 1211 and was designed by John de Herby, John Leloup, Gaucher of Reims, and Bernard de Soissons. Chartres is celebrated for its stained glass and sculptures dedicated to the Virgin Mary, while Reims, with over 2,300 statues, became the coronation site of French kings. A fun fact, Reims is home to the Smiling Angel statue, which survived World War I and became a symbol of hope. Both cathedrals remain masterpieces of faith and creativity that continue to inspire awe today.
Now we'll move for Impressionism. Claude Monet, a French painter who lived from 1840 to 1926, was the founder of Impressionism. He loved painting outdoors, capturing light and atmosphere with quick brush strokes. His painting Impression Sunrise in 1872 inspired the name of the entire movement. The work shows a sunrise at Le Havre, painted with loose brushwork that critics once mocked as unfinished. Later, Monet also created the Water Lilies series, painted between the 1890s and 1920s. These peaceful canvases of his garden pond in Gavarnie remain some of the most beloved works in art history. Monet forever changed how artists captured everyday life, focusing on mood, light, and feeling rather than detail.
Bal de Moulin de la Galette, Two Sisters by Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Pierre-Auguste Renoir was a French Impressionist painter celebrated for his joyful depiction of modern life, vibrant use of color, and warm portrayals of human figures. He was a central figure in the Impressionist movement, painting scenes of Parisian leisure with quick brushstrokes and a focus on light and atmosphere. Artwork 1, Bal de Moulin de la Galette, painted in 1876 using oil paints on canvas, and it is now located at the Orsay Museum. It captures the festive energy of Parisians dancing at Montmartre, blending sunlight, color, and movement. Artwork 2, Two Sisters on the Terrace, painted in 1881 with oil paintings on canvas, and it is now located in Art Institute of Chicago. Shows two women seated outdoors, harmonizing portraiture with natural surroundings in soft luminous tones. Renoir's works highlight the charms and warmth of Impressionism, turning everyday moments into timeless visions of beauty.
Olympia and a Bar at Paul Berger by Edouard Manet. Edouard Manet was a French artist who lived from 1832 to 1883. During his lifetime, he was considered one of the most controversial artists of his era. One of his most famous works is Olympia, 1863. Many were shocked when this painting was unveiled. Unlike traditional paintings of nudes, Manet did not disguise the woman in the painting as a mythological or historical figure. Instead, she looked like a real Parisian woman, which many people at the time considered scandalous. Another well-known painting is A Bar at Paul Berger, 1882. This work shows a barmaid standing behind the counter, surrounded by bottles, fruit, and a lively crowd reflected in the mirror behind her. It is currently in the Hotel Gallery, located in London. Through paintings like these, Manet challenged traditional art and modernized painting by showing real people, modern life, and bold new perspectives. Even though he resisted the Impressionist label, he opened the door for Impressionism and later modern art movements.
Boulevard Montmartre, Late Afternoon in Armiada by Camille Pissarro. Camille Pissarro was a Danish-French impressionist known for painting both rural and urban life with natural light and soft brushwork. He was part of Impressionism, which focused on capturing everyday scenes with loose strokes and changing light, and briefly explored Neo-Impressionism using pointillism. His artwork won Boulevard Montmartre Late Afternoon, painted in 1897, oil on canvas. This shows a lively Paris street with carriage and people capturing the energy and light of the city. His artwork too, Late Afternoon in Our Meadow, created in 1887, oil on canvas. It depicts a quiet rural landscape in Arachne using small dots of color, showing Pissarro's brief shift to Neo-Impressionism. This work showed Pissarro's range from city bustle to countryside calm and his influence on both Impressionism and modern art. Pissarro's art beautifully captures both the movement of the city and the peace of nature through light and color.
Arts of Post-impressionism.
Sunflower, The Sower by Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch post-impressionist painter known for his emotional intensity, expressive brushwork, and symbolic use of color. Although unrecognized in his lifetime, he became one of the most influential figures in modern art. He sought to move beyond Impressionism by using color and form to convey deeper meaning. Artwork 1, Sunflower, painted in 1888 using oil paints on canvas, and it is now located in National Gallery, London. It depicts a glowing arrangement of flowers in shades of yellow, symbolizing both gratitude and the cycle of life. Artwork 2, The Sower, painted in 1888 with oil paintings on canvas, and is now located at Van Gogh Museum, Amsterdam. It portrays a farmer planting seeds beneath a radiant sun, representing renewal and humanity's bond with nature. Van Gogh's art transformed painting into a personal language of emotion, laying the groundwork for modern expressionism.
The Card Players, The Basket of Apples by Paul Cézanne. Artist Paul Cézanne was a French post-impressionist painter often called the father of modern art, for bridging the gap between Impressionism and Cubism. Known for his structured approach to nature, he reduced forms into basic shapes like cylinders, spheres, and cones, emphasizing geometry and stability in his compositions. Although underappreciated early in his career, Cézanne's vision transformed painting into a study of form and perspective. Artwork 1, The Card Players, painted between 1890 and 1892 using oil on canvas, with versions in major museums, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This series portrays peasants quietly absorbed in a card game. Rather than showing lively action, Cézanne emphasized balance, order, and dignity, creating a monumental quality from an ordinary rural scene. Artwork 2, The Basket of Apples, created in 1893 with oil on canvas and now housed at the Art Institute of Chicago. This still life depicts a tilted basket of apples, a bottle, and biscuits on a rumpled tablecloth. Cézanne breaks traditional perspective, offering multiple viewpoints at once, which challenged how viewers perceive space. Cézanne's art laid the groundwork for Cubism and modern abstraction by transforming simple subjects into explorations of structure, geometry, and perception. His approach inspired future artists like Picasso and Matisse, making him one of the most important figures in modern art.
The Yellow Christ, When Will You Marry Me by Paul Gauguin. Artist Paul Gauguin was a French post-impressionist painter known for his bold colors and work inspired by Tahiti. He belonged to Post-impressionism, which focused on emotion, symbolism, and abstract forms beyond realistic representation. Artwork 1, The Yellow Christ, painted in 1889, oil on canvas. It shows Christ in a bright yellow tone set in a Breton landscape, blending faith and modern life. Artwork 2, When Will You Marry Me, created in 1892, oil on canvas. It features two Tahitian women, reflecting Gauguin's fascination with native culture and identity. This work shows Gauguin's break from tradition and his influence on modern art through color, symbolism, and cultural themes. Gauguin's art mixes emotion, color, and culture to create striking, meaningful images.
Peter Satanier and A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte by Georges Seurat. Georges Seurat was a French painter in 1859 and is best known for founding the Neo-Impressionist movement and developing pointillism. His scientific approach to color and composition introduced a new level of structure and precision to modern painting, influencing later artists and paving the way for movements like Fauvism. One of his works, Peter Satanier, 1884, depicts boys and young men relaxing by the river Seine on a hot summer day. The calm, orderly composition and bright, precise colors contrast with the bustling city behind them, showing Seurat's interest in modern life and careful study of light. His most famous painting, A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte, 1884 to 1886, shows Parisians leisurely enjoying a sunny afternoon by the Seine. It is currently located on display at the Art Institute of Chicago in Chicago, Illinois. Seurat's work not only captured modern urban life but also demonstrated how color theory and careful planning could transform painting, leaving a lasting influence on modern art.
Emily Bernard, a French painter born in 1868, was a close friend of Gauguin and Van Gogh. He developed bold outlines and flat, bright colors in a style called Post-impressionism. In his self-portrait, the portrait of Paul Gauguin from 1888, he painted himself with Gauguin in the background. Another work, Britain Women with Umbrellas from 1892, depicts women in traditional dress outlined with flat colors. Bernard's innovations influenced Gauguin's style. Remarkably, he developed this unique approach at only 18 years old. Art of Fauvism.
Henri Matisse, a French artist born in 1869 who became the leader of Fauvism. He was known for his bold colors and simplified forms. Breaking away from traditional naturalism, Fauvism, the movement he helped define, used wild and unnatural colors to express emotion rather than reality. One of Matisse's most famous works is Le Bonheur de Vivre, or The Joy of Life, painted between 1905 and 1906. It shows nude figures in a bright, dreamlike landscape and is considered one of the masterpieces of Fauvism. Another is Woman with a Hat, from 1905, a portrait of his wife Amélie, painted in unexpected vibrant hues that shocked critics when first shown at the Salon d'Automne. Matisse's daring use of color paved the way for modern art, proving that emotion could matter more than realism. And a fun fact, it was Woman with a Hat that earned Matisse and his peers the name Les Fauves, or the Wild Beasts.
Charing Cross Bridge, Mountains at Collier by André Deraun. Artist André Deraun, who lived from 1880 to 1954, was a French painter, sculptor, and co-founder of Fauvism. He was known for his bold experiments with color, using wild, non-naturalistic tones and energetic brushwork that shocked audiences in the early 90s. One of his breakthrough works, Mountains at Collier, painted in the year 1905 using oil on canvas, with a version now in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, captures the southern French landscape with vibrant, unblended color that seemed to glow with light. A year later, in Charing Cross Bridge, London, in the year 1906, using oil on canvas, with a version now in National Gallery of Art, Washington, D.C. Deraun reimagined the city in fiery hues, transforming London into a dreamlike and atmospheric vision. At the 1905 Salon d'Automne, critics mocked Deraun and Henri Matisse as wild beasts, Les Fauves, a name that gave birth to the Fauvist movement. Deraun's work marked a turning point in modern art. By freeing color from the need to imitate reality, he paved the way for new directions in painting and influenced later movements such as Cubism and Expressionism.